Signs. A woman likes you and is trying not to show it. Female psychology. You ever felt it? That strange tension when a woman looks at you, then quickly looks away. When she laughs at something that wasn't really funny. When she lingers in conversation, but acts like she's just being polite. It's confusing, isn't it? But here's the truth. Attraction doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. Today, we're diving deep into the female psyche, where desire lives in silence, where interest hides behind logic, and where love sometimes pretends not to care. This is how women show they like you without showing it. Let's get into it. Sign number 1. Her body language contradicts her words. Sometimes what a woman says and what her body does are telling two very different stories. On the surface, she might act indifferent or even slightly dismissive. But if you pay close attention to her body language, her real language, you'll notice something far more telling. You see, female attraction is rarely direct. It's encoded, subtle, hidden in glances, posture, and those fleeting moments when her guard drops. That's especially true when she's trying not to show she likes you. Why would a woman hide her interest? Simple: protection. Women have been socially conditioned to maintain an air of mystery. Being too available or too eager can feel risky to her. So instead, her attraction leaks through in ways she can't fully control. Like how she leans in when you speak, even if her words are short. Or how her eyes keep drifting to you when she thinks you're not looking. Or the way she mirrors your gestures unconsciously. These small movements say more than 1,000 sentences ever could. Think about it. Have you ever been in a conversation where she's playing it cool, arms crossed, words clipped, but her foot is pointed toward you, her pupils are dilated, and she tucks her hair behind her ear when you talk? That's no accident. That's biology peeking out behind behavior. The truth is, a woman may try to keep her interest under wraps to maintain control, keep the power dynamic in her favor, or protect her emotions from getting too invested too quickly, but her body often betrays her intentions. Now here's the kicker. When a man picks up on these signals without directly calling her out, it builds tension, intrigue, and yes, desire. She knows you sense something deeper, but you're not pressuring her. That makes you different. It makes you emotionally intelligent, which is rare. So next time you're with a woman and wondering if she's into you, ignore the words for a second. Watch how her body reacts. Does she laugh just a little longer than the joke deserved? Does her posture open up when you enter the room? Does she fidget or adjust her clothing when you're near? Those are the silent signs, the unspoken yeses. But here's a warning. Don't confuse friendly body language with romantic interest. A woman who is naturally extroverted or kind can show open body language without being attracted. What we're looking for here is contradiction, that space between what she says and what her body screams. The man who can spot that contradiction and handle it with quiet confidence, he doesn't chase, he doesn't get needy. He simply holds the frame, lets her come closer at her pace, and knows exactly what's going on without needing to call it out. Because when a woman likes you and is trying not to show it, the real clues are in her movements, her glances, the way she subconsciously orients herself toward your presence. It's not always loud, but it's always there. And when you can see it, when you can feel it, you become the man who doesn't just notice women, but understands them. 2. Her eyes say what her words won't. A woman might be able to control her words, even her tone, but what she can't always manage is her eyes. The way she looks at you, the frequency, the duration, the intensity, it speaks volumes. See, attraction always leaves a trail, and her gaze is one of the first signs she's trying to suppress something she doesn't want others, or even herself, to admit. Maybe she's the type who avoids eye contact. That might seem like disinterest, right? But hold on. What if that avoidance is because her feelings are too strong? Think about it. It's hard to look someone in the eyes when your heart races every time they're near. Sometimes she'll look everywhere but at you, unless she thinks you're not watching. Then she'll steal glances, and if you happen to catch her, she'll probably look away instantly, as if caught in the act. On the flip side, Some women do the opposite. They'll hold eye contact just a little too long. It's subtle. It's lingering. She's not staring like a deer in headlights. No, it's softer, warmer. Her pupils might even dilate slightly when she's around you. That's not random. That's biology at work. Now here's the trick. It's not just about how often she looks at you. It's about the kind of look. Is it curious, intense, playful, filled with unspoken emotion? Watch her eyes in moments of silence, in crowded rooms, in passing. If you start noticing that her eyes seem to speak, to search, to soften just for you, you're not imagining it. You're being seen in a way that goes far beyond surface level, and she's trying, perhaps desperately, to hide it. 3. She mirrors you without realizing it. Let's talk psychology. One of the most powerful subconscious indicators of attraction is mirroring. When someone likes you, they begin to mimic your body language, tone, pace of speech, and even your gestures, often without even realizing it. It's the brain's way of saying, I'm in sync with you. Now here's what's fascinating. Even when a woman tries to hide her feelings, her body often betrays her. You take a sip of your drink, she reaches for hers right after. You lean back in your chair. Moments later, she mirrors the same movement. You run your hand through your hair, and she adjusts hers. It might seem small, insignificant, but it's not. These tiny echoes are her nervous system's way of connecting with yours. It's her body speaking the truth her mind is trying to deny. You'll also see it in her tone. If you speak softly, her voice might lower too. If you use playful sarcasm, she might start throwing it right back. Even your energy. If you're calm, she calms down. If you're animated, she lights up. Why does this happen? Because attraction seeks alignment, and mirroring creates rapport. It's her unconscious mind saying, I want to be in rhythm with this man. So if you start noticing these subtle synchronicities, don't ignore them, especially if they happen repeatedly, and she seems unaware of it. Her mind might be playing it cool, but her body is already leaning in. 4. She finds excuses to be near you. When a woman's feelings are bubbling under the surface, you'll often find her proximity to you isn't accidental. She may not admit she likes you. She might even deny it if asked. But she keeps showing up, near you, around you, finding reasons or making excuses to enter your orbit. She might suddenly be interested in topics she never cared about before, ones she knows you're passionate about. If you're into photography, suddenly she's asking about cameras. If you're always hitting the gym, she's asking about fitness routines. These aren't random. These are strategic proximity tactics wrapped in coincidence. Pay attention to repeated patterns. She joins a group project you're in. She lingers after meetings. She's always around when you're at social events, close enough to hear your laugh or catch your attention. She might never make the first move, but she's constantly placing herself in the perfect position to be noticed. And when she does leave, she tends to leave clues. A scarf left behind. A question left unanswered that requires follow-up. Little anchors to keep herself connected to you. What does this mean? She's caught in a push-pull. Her feelings want closeness, but her logic is telling her to play it safe. So what you get is this dance, subtle, strategic, and quietly powerful. If you notice, she's always finding her way into your space, especially when she doesn't need to be. Understand, that's her heart trying to get close, even if her words never say it. 5. She shows you sides. No one else gets to see women are selective about vulnerability, and if she's letting you see behind the curtain, her insecurities, her dreams, her unfiltered opinions, that's not just trust. That's emotional intimacy. Now, she might frame it as just talking, but don't be fooled. If she opens up about her fears, her past, or what really drives her, especially when she doesn't do that with others, you've touched a deeper layer. This is especially powerful if she's usually guarded. Maybe with others, she's more polished, composed, or distant. But with you, she's raw, honest, messy in the best way. That contrast means you've unlocked something very few people have access to. Here's the real kicker. Women don't reveal their emotional world to men they don't trust. And they don't crave emotional exposure unless there's something pulling them in. If she shares her doubts, asks for your advice on personal issues, or reflects on her internal world in your presence, she's not just being friendly. She's creating a bond, often without admitting she wants one. Watch her behavior after she opens up. If she gets nervous, second guesses, or tries to play it off like it wasn't a big deal, that's your clue. Vulnerability followed by retreat is one of the clearest signs of hidden affection. Remember, a woman doesn't open her emotional doors to just anyone. If you're inside that room, you're not just a friend. You're someone she wants to be emotionally understood by. And that is incredibly powerful. 6. Her jealousy slips through the cracks. Jealousy. One of the rawest, hardest to hide emotions, especially when attraction is being suppressed. When a woman is trying not to show she likes you, one of the biggest giveaways is how she reacts when you give attention to someone else. She might play it cool, she might act disinterested, but pay attention to the micro expressions, the flicker in her eyes, the subtle tone change, the sudden disconnection when another woman enters the picture. You talk to someone else a little too long, she suddenly has to leave. You praise another woman's intelligence, she goes quiet. You make a light-hearted joke with a female friend, her smile fades, just for a moment, before she quickly recovers. This isn't drama. This is involuntary reaction. Jealousy reveals where her emotional investment lies. And if she's trying to hide her feelings for you, jealousy becomes the emotion she fights the hardest to mask. Some women will become competitive, subtly trying to outperform or outshine other women when you're watching. Others will withdraw, become colder, or tease you in a way that carries a slightly sharper edge than usual. Now here's the important part. She may never admit she was jealous. She'll brush it off, laugh it away, say you're imagining things. But you'll know, because those little emotional cracks don't lie. If you notice her energy shift when other women are around you, especially if that shift is quick, subtle, and then suppressed, that's not coincidence. That's emotional tension. That's hidden desire, bleeding through. 7. She notices the little things about you. She remembers your favorite snack. She brings up something you said weeks ago in passing. She points out that you changed your cologne or that you're wearing your watch on the other wrist today. Most guys completely overlook this subtle pattern, but women who are emotionally drawn to you, yet trying to suppress it, will often show it in the smallest, most meticulous ways. Why? Because when a woman is emotionally invested in you, she subconsciously tunes into your world in a way no one else does. See, men often express interest through big gestures, but women? They do it through attention, micro details, emotional presence. If she's into you, she's watching closely. And when she notices those subtle changes or references something deeply specific to your life, she's essentially telling you, you matter enough for me to remember, even if she's trying to hide it. Here's the twist. She won't always be obvious about it. She might try to mask it with sarcasm. Wow, new shoes? Look at you stepping up. Or she might mention it in a way that seems casual but hits deeply personal. Like, didn't you say your mom was in the hospital? How is she doing now? This tells you she's not just listening, she's absorbing. Women who like you, even when they try not to show it, struggle to disconnect emotionally. They're processing you in the background of their minds. They see the way you interact with others. They notice how your mood shifts when you're stressed. They observe how you treat people when you don't think anyone's watching. That kind of interest doesn't come from friendliness. It comes from emotional investment. But remember, if she's trying not to show it, she won't directly compliment you on these things. Instead, she'll mask it as concern or curiosity. She'll ask questions that seem random but are actually rooted in things she's remembered about you. That's not coincidence. That's intent cloaked in subtlety. And here's the deeper psychology. Women are wired to connect through emotion and memory. When a woman is into you, even if she suppresses it, her brain stores the details that emotionally resonate. If she's constantly bringing up those details, it's her subconscious showing its hand. So, what should you do when you notice this? First, don't blow it off. Don't treat it like it's nothing. Acknowledge it, not with a cheesy, wow, you remembered, but with a grounded, stoic confidence. Smile, hold eye contact. Let her know, without words, that you felt the emotional thread she was pulling on. This response tells her, you're safe to feel here. You're seen, even when you're subtle. And when a woman feels safe expressing her deeper emotional cues around you, that's when the real attraction begins to unfold, quietly, powerfully, and unmistakably. And if you're wondering why she notices so much about you yet still acts cold sometimes, that's what we'll unpack in the next sign, because a woman who pulls away suddenly after opening up is giving away far more than she realizes. 8. She gets jealous, but plays it off now. Here's a sign most men miss entirely, because it's camouflaged in sarcasm, jokes, or silence. When a woman secretly likes you, but isn't ready to admit it, one of the most telling signs is jealousy, not the obvious dramatic kind. No, this is subtle, restrained, and carefully disguised. But it's there, and it reveals a lot. Let's break this down. Imagine you're talking to another woman. Maybe it's a co-worker, a friend, or just a woman who happened to be near you at a party. You're smiling, laughing, being your natural self. Now, glance back at her, the one who claims to just be a friend. Watch how her energy shifts. Maybe her tone changes. Maybe she suddenly makes a comment that sounds a little off. Maybe she goes quiet, or maybe she throws in a sarcastic jab. Wow, you two looked real cozy over there. That's jealousy, my friend, but in stealth mode. Women who are hiding their feelings often won't come out and say, I didn't like seeing you with her. Instead, they'll mask it, they'll downplay it. But if you're paying attention, you'll feel the tension. A sudden emotional shift, a withdrawal, or even a burst of unexpected sass. And here's why that matters. Jealousy is rooted in possession. You don't get jealous over something you don't care about. If she sees another woman getting the version of you that she secretly desires, the attention, the jokes, the connection, it hits her. Even if she tries to stay cool, her emotions betray her. And often, this is when women try to push you away with cold behavior, just to protect themselves from the vulnerability of wanting you. Now, some guys react the wrong way. They try to make her more jealous. They play games thinking it'll make her chase. But a high-value man, the kind who understands female psychology, doesn't need to do that. He observes, he reads the signs, and he responds with grounded energy. So when she gets a little off, don't ignore it. Don't confront her aggressively either. Instead, lean in lightly. You can tease her gently. You okay? You seem a little fired up over there. Or you can just offer presence. Let her know with your energy that she's safe to feel something, even if she's not ready to say it. Because here's the deeper truth. When a woman is jealous but trying not to show it, she's in emotional conflict. Part of her wants to protect herself. The other part wants to be close to you. And when you handle that moment with maturity and confidence, you become even more attractive. You become the man who doesn't just read her lips, you read her silence. Jealousy, when handled correctly, is not a red flag. It's a signpost. It tells you she's emotionally invested, that she's watching, that she's feeling more than she's admitting, and that, if you keep showing up with masculine presence and grounded strength, she'll eventually let that guard down. So if you've ever caught her giving you that strange look when you talk to another woman, or making a weird comment that seemed out of character, or going cold for no reason after a conversation she overheard, trust me, it's not random. It's jealousy, soft, subtle, suppressed, and if you handle it with the right emotional tone, it can become the doorway to real connection. 9. She mirrors your body language without realizing it. Now this one flies under the radar, unless you're the kind of man who pays attention to the unsaid. Because when a woman likes you and is trying not to show it, her mouth might be in denial, but her body tells the truth, always. One of the clearest subconscious signals of attraction is mirroring. What does that mean? It means she subtly copies your gestures, your posture, your tone, even your energy. And here's the wild part. She's not even aware she's doing it. Her nervous system is doing it for her. So picture this. You cross your legs, and a few seconds later, she does the same. You lean back in your chair, and she mirrors that. You scratch your chin, she adjusts her hair. It's not mimicry in a creepy way. It's soft, fluid, and almost unnoticeable unless you're looking for it. But once you do notice it, it's a green light. Why does this happen? Because when we feel emotionally connected to someone, or want to connect with them, our brains go into sync. It's a phenomenon called limbic resonance. Her subconscious is saying, I want to feel closer to you. I want us to be in rhythm. I want you to feel safe with me. Now remember, if she's trying not to show her feelings, she won't say it out loud, but her body will still seek that closeness. Mirroring is a way her body tries to create harmony and emotional intimacy without risking vulnerability. And it's not just posture. Watch her language. Is she starting to use your phrases? Does her tone match yours in pace and energy? That's another layer of mirroring. Women naturally do this when they're drawn to a man. It's not calculated, it's instinct. So how do you use this to your advantage? Simple. You start becoming intentional with your own body language. When you slow down your movements, breathe deeply, and sit with relaxed confidence, she'll begin to mirror that energy. And that creates a feedback loop, one that makes her feel safe, grounded, and emotionally in sync with you. Want to test this out? Next time you're with her, shift your posture. Lean in slightly, touch your chin, or tilt your head. Then wait 10 seconds. If she follows, consciously or not, it means she's attuned to you. Her body is literally reacting to your presence. That's not a coincidence, that's chemistry, whether she admits it or not. And don't be surprised if you start noticing this with women who say they just see you as a friend. If she's mirroring you without thinking, it means her guard is cracking, she's feeling something deeper, and as long as you keep showing up with masculine stillness, awareness, and presence, those emotions will keep bubbling up until she has to confront them. So next time you're in conversation with her, whether it's in a group, one-on-one, or casually walking, watch for the mirror. Watch her feet, her hands, her breath, her tone. Is she syncing with you? Because when a woman mirrors your behavior, she's not just copying you, she's connecting, she's aligning, and she's revealing something she might not be ready to say out loud. I want to feel close to you. I already do. And that, my friend, is one of the deepest, most primal signs of hidden attraction there is. 10. Her energy changes when you walk in. Watch the room. Watch her. Does she straighten up when you arrive? Does her tone shift slightly? Does her laughter get louder? These shifts aren't random. When a woman likes you, her nervous system reacts the moment you're near. It's energy, presence, a magnetic pull she can't control. And even if she's trying to hide it, her body and emotions will speak the truth. Final thoughts. The most powerful signs a woman likes you are the ones she tries to hide. Because when feelings are real, they're scary. They come with risk. And no one, man or woman, wants to feel exposed, especially when the outcome is uncertain. So she protects herself. She pretends not to care. She plays it cool. But beneath all that, if you watch closely, you'll see it. The glances, the shifts, the questions, the hesitation, the desire. And here's the key. Don't chase it. Don't rush it. Recognize it. Stay calm. Lead with emotional strength, not need. Because the more grounded and secure you are, the safer she'll feel stepping into her feelings. And when a woman feels safe, she'll stop hiding and start falling.